Please hear me out, just hear me out. Whether you are a Cambodian, a Thai, a person of different nationality, whether you work for a government, a media institution, a civil society, or a street vendor, please just hear me out. Thailand and Cambodia are having an increasingly tense armed conflict at the border. To a lot of people, especially those directly affected on both sides, it's all-out war. But I'm not here to contest which term is the right term to use. In fact, I want to strip my brain, my thinking, my contemplation, and hopefully yours too, of the many biases that stem from who we are, our nationality, our preferences, and especially what we have been told by our government and international media outlets. Let's just for a second take a step back and get behind a veil of ignorance to employ logic and look at the whole situation as objectively as possible. So I'm not even going to talk about who fired the first shot. I'm just going to ask you to look at the timeline and the logic behind it all. Cambodia and Thailand have been fighting for centuries. Thailand expanded immensely. Cambodia contracted so much on all sides. Cambodia asked third-party France to come help. France and Thailand made a Franco-Siamese treaty in 1907. And to this day, Cambodia simply asked Thailand to just stick to that agreement. Not once has Cambodia asked or fought for more territory than what was already given by the very same treaty that was agreed upon by Thailand. Not once. But no, the borderline was contested again and again and again. And in 1962, the matter was agreed by both countries to be taken up to another third party, and this time it was the International Court of Justice (ICJ) who found that Thailand has indeed accepted the map and concluded that the Previhe Temple was situated on Cambodian territory. Note that ICJ has nothing to gain from this judgment, not from Thailand and definitely not from a smaller country like Cambodia. And also note that the ICJ was not a bunch of idiots. They were scholars who made careful decisions based on tons and tons and tons of historical documents. The court was where Thailand agreed, not forced, to go to. Since then, there was no contest from Thailand for nearly 5 decades, all the way until 2008, when Cambodia wanted to have the temple listed as World Heritage. Thailand then contested the border and the rightful ownership of the land and the temple again for 3 years until 2011, when Cambodia requested the ICJ to reinterpret and clarify the 1962 judgment that the temple and the land around it belonged to Cambodia. The ICJ even had the audacity to create a provisional demilitarized zone around the temple, ordering not just Thailand but also Cambodia, which was just clarified as the rightful owner of the land, to not have any armed force there. Both parties agreed to the ICJ's term and the conflict subsided. People at the border do their businesses, build their families and their livelihood together peacefully, and the two countries resumed their trade as usual. Thailand exports more product to Cambodia because the larger economy produces more, and more Cambodians travel to Thailand for medical purposes. The interdependency is as expected from two neighboring countries. There is no logical economic reason that may have fueled the current armed conflict. Conflicts are simply counterproductive for both countries. In terms of political stability, however, the two countries could not be more different. Despite anyone's political leaning, Cambodia's politics has been undeniably stable. The government has been in power for many mandates now, and peace is actually their whole shebang, prompting countless saying peace signs literally everywhere in the country. Anything that is even remotely considered as infringing on peace may be seen as challenging the regime itself. So there is no logical political reason for Cambodia government to challenge itself, both internally and externally, let alone provoking Thailand with many F-16 jets that Cambodia can't afford to have, not even one. On the other end of the spectrum, Thailand is no stranger to frequent changes in government, including coups and ongoing tension between different political factions. The internal political power struggle in Thailand is obvious. And logically speaking, such volatility makes a country more prone to political exploitation. You don't have to believe me at all. And actually, I'm not here to ask you to believe me. I'm asking just to please do your own quick search, and you will see stark contrast immediately. And when you read about it, you will soon notice that Thailand's domestic political turmoil from May this year allow different political factions within itself to use Cambodia, which is an easy historical target, as an excuse for power grab. Confidence that this smaller country with a much smaller population, far inferior military gadgets, and a weaker international voice and leverages would not stand a chance. The logic is clear. And it's even clearer, more blatantly obvious, when Thailand keeps using border and temple in the area as focal point of the conflict, while actively avoiding and rejecting any involvement of third parties. Cambodia, however, has repeatedly requested and reached out to all available resources, the ICJ, the ASEAN chair, other countries, including the US recently. What could possibly be the logical reason for Thailand's repeated rejection? And what could possibly be a logical reason for Cambodia's reaching out again and again and again? Is it possible that the current Thai government needs to keep this conflict bilateral because the chance of coming out on a moral high ground would be slimming fast if other parties know what's actually happening, risk repeating the ICJ's 1962 ruling? If there's a fight in school, who would and would not want to take the matter to the principal or the parents? The victim or the bully? You might now say that's what's actually happening, already been reported by respectable news outlets around the world, including the regional CNA, the First Post, then the Al Jazeera, CNN, BBC, Reuters, or AFP. But please look closer, read between the lines, and you will see that most of the on-ground videos being reported so far about this conflict is from a bigger country with more economic and political leverage on international stage. And if you read further, you will see Thailand as a close ally to the US and Cambodia to CPP-led China, making Cambodia an even less desirable country to report on and to report from by the mainstream media. As you are watching this video, more Thailand's munitions reach further into Cambodia, an act that makes no logical sense if it is just a self-defense, as confirmed again and again by Thailand on international stage through international media. But no one is reporting on this. Why? Why? You don't come to Cambodia and report from Cambodia, getting the source from Cambodia. No matter what I say, you might still see me as a Cambodian citizen trying to raise things up in favor of my country. But don't rush to dismiss what I have just said so far. Please do your own research. It's not wrong that I intend to stand by my motherland, but this motherland has never been and is not looking for any political, economic, or territorial win over the larger, more well-equipped neighbor. All we are asking for is not to become a target for internationally banned cluster munitions from the Thai military. All we need and want is peace. But it seems that peace is increasingly used as an excuse for war, an excuse for invasion, all for the Thai military faction's own internal political survival and pride. I'm still hopeful that there are true peace-loving citizens all around the world and in Thailand as well, who see through this arbitrarily manufactured conflict. Please raise your voice and demand peace, because the opposite of that means death by the second to not just innocent Cambodians, but also your own people in Thailand. From one fellow pacifist to another, please share our voice and raise yours. Please.